What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Gonna check if everyone can hear all that jazz correctly. Hopefully, you can. Give me just notify if all is A for okay. Trying something different. YouTube's updated their streaming service, so I kind of don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I'm figuring it out along the way. While I have my earphones on, but anyway, just acknowledge if you can hear me, alright, or not, or if it's too soft or whatever it may be. And happy Saturday, as they say. Three people. What's up, everyone? Hello, hello. Just acknowledge if you can hear me perfectly, or hear me and see and all that. YouTube's updated the streams, and I don't know, that's all new to me, so it's fuzzy. Just give me a shout if you can hear. Is that working, or is it just me? I can't see anything. I test now on my side. 3 likes already. Jeepers, it's a record. I don't know why the chat's not working. Is it just me, or it says we're live? 2 people watching. Seems fine. I just don't know why I can't see the chat. Unless no one said anything. There, you guys can see it. Okay, I could see. Sorry, I don't know why the chat's not working on my end. So I can't see anything. It's just unable to read. But now I can see. Now I can see you all typing in there. I have to open it on the other side to read the chat. Yes, everything good. How's it, Rebel? LMC. Hello, Heinrich. Welcome. Bit blurry, sir. I don't know what the hell. See, it's YouTube. It's all. It's but funny. You can't read us. Now I can read you. Hello, Dips. I can see it's blurry. Don't know why. How's it, Kyle? Welcome. Maybe it's on my side. Nah, I could see it. I could see it on. I've got YouTube open on my other screen, and I could see it. So I'm looking at a screen there, so I can read you guys because my normal chat that comes up next to me is not working. So I don't know, and I don't want to refresh because we all know what happened last time when that happened. I cancelled the whole freaking stream. Oh wait, I figured it out. It's still not working the way I wanted it, but okay, cool. Hello everyone, welcome to today's stream. I don't know why I have my headphones on. How's it, Chester? Welcome. Just a chilled one today. Thought we could have a few chats and do what we did like last Sunday. Feel free to ask your 50 questions or whatever it may be. And then and then we could continue. I downloaded a picture of the floor was just to get the feeling of the usual stream. You know what? I was on a Skype with Socks, and we were talking about the flipping what's it called? The floor was. It's mental how that has made such an impact to this freaking stream. I think it's absolutely hilarious. That's good. It's nice to acknowledge either that or the Coke. There we go. Even Dippy's responded to that. I love it. It's brilliant. Okay, now I can see the chat. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, the famous floor was indeed. What is the sound good? Just to add to that. Yeah. But yeah, let's start this off. You guys ask your questions and then we'll talk it through. I said the future of World Rugby just to keep. Cool, thanks, Dubs. Just to keep the. I love Blizzard. You requested this, so I thought for you I will go live. I wasn't going to. I was going to do a video which I was trying to freaking update, and then World Rugby won't allow me to react to the Springboks in England. That's the only game I cannot upload to this flippin' channel. Is England versus the Springboks. I don't know if World Rugby's got a thing against us celebrating Springbok victories or what the hell's going on. But unfortunately, we won't see that on this channel because they are bloody full of shit. All right, Chester says, I read this morning Rugby Australia are considering leaving Super Rugby and starting their own premiership. Shit, I haven't read that yet. That's actually bloody interesting. Could be something to look for or to be curious about. I don't know if they can afford it. I mean, to do their own premiership, they still have to pay fees and rights and all that jazz. So I think that will be quite tough for Australia to do that. It might be good for them, do all that all be in house, and then they don't have to pay travel fees. But they need to do something because they are in the shite at the moment. Um, they really need to spice things up a bit because it's just not looking good for them. And hopefully they can bounce back and come right. Um, oh my word, Heinrich has just sent me the floor on WhatsApp. Oh Lord, there we go. He literally just sent it to me on WhatsApp. That is classic. Oh, brilliant. Good to see. Keep it coming. Um, the chat is up and down today. I can't see it. Carl says, do I think lockdown is going to go on longer? Sadly, my friend, I do think it is going to go on longer. I'll get distracted. Yeah, I do because I just think the virus is going to get worse. Sadly, more people are going to get affected, and I think we're just going to see that situation just not ease down. I hope for the sake of us that it's not going to be longer, but I do have a feeling, not right now, maybe the last week, government will say lockdown extended. But I hope for the sake of people bragging and being social that it doesn't. But again, health comes first, and that's gotta be right. Going to frame the flowers and give it to you for your birthday one day. Well, it seems to make it famous because most famous on the stream is the flowers. Michael, I don't know if you've been around for a while, but how's it first of all? The flowers is always when we're streaming at um, good to hear. Welcome, Christopher. Appreciate you getting up. Um, when I'm at Sox's house reacting to the games, or at my other mate Chantal and Yuri's house, we have the flowers at the back by fluke or by chance. It's not there on purpose. And Heinrich made it famous, talking about it through all our streams. And it's been the joke of the stream ever since. So, yeah, that's why the flowers has been famous about it. Good afternoon, time for a beer. I like the sound of that, but I'm on a no alcohol for 21 days, so not for me, but go for it. Enjoy it. Australia has low attendance now. What will happen if New Zealand teams no longer play games there? Good point, LMC. I think that's a very valid comment, and I think it could get even worse. I mean, for example, if you look at the Currie Cup in South Africa, it is not very well supported. It needs a shake-up. We were discussing this last night, and I think until that happens, we might see something bring more fans in, but I think it will decrease because if you're a fan, I would go to Super Rugby because I want to watch the All Black teams and the Aussie teams in Argentina and Japan just because it's different, and I think that would be fun. But now that that's taking it away, I think it's going to be a problem. I I think they would let their top players go to other leagues. I think that is going to be the case. Um, what else is there? Don't forget the Coke. See, there we go. I actually added it, but that's another thing we talk about is the Coke Zero that is normally lying in the background. Shit, I'm scared of always. I don't even know if we have one at this house. But yeah, what happened? I didn't suggest it. In England, I already know personally two people who have been killed by the coronavirus. Not close friends. One guy I played rugby with. Jeepers, that's hectic. Nah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how it is affecting the world and how we are all in this together. It's not it's not the fun of situations. What's zero? Coke Zero. It's zero sugar. Um, it's like a Coke Light. I don't know if you guys maybe you should get it. It's a Coke product, and that is also normally next to the floors. And again, Heinrich picks it up, and it's a joke of the stream. It keeps us going. Let's put it that way. Makes it exciting and fun, which is hilarious. But yeah, going back to the virus, hopefully it starts piping down. But we all got to abide by the rules if we are wanting that to happen. If we don't abide by the rules, nothing's going to happen from it. Um, what else? Yeah, got me up. Okay, I've read that. Christopher, welcome again. I said it's a Coke that does not taste nice. Funny, I think it tastes bloody good. It's like girlfriend zero. Clever one, Michael. Um, I love that. I can only drink Coke Zero or Coke Light with my either whiskey or when I drank brandy. I thoroughly enjoy it. Proper Coke, proper is brought back into this word. Normal Coke gives me heartburn, big time. So it's hectic. You're on it, Gareth. What Zero? Coke Zero. It's we're talking about Coca Cola, by the way, not that type of Coke. Is that the 2014 FIFA World Cup ball in the back? No. Yes. What was the last World Cup? Yeah, it is. 20, the Brazilian one. It is indeed. How's it, Tyrell? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, there it is. I've hardly used it. It's like a memorabilia for me. I don't use it. Um, I just keep it there for when I do decide. Maybe now that I'm bored on my bloody mind. On weekends, it could be worth using these days. But yeah, I was looking for rugby on the. I watched an interesting documentary on Supersport. For those who don't have Supersport, it's like your equivalent of Sky or whatever network you use on Dan Carter. A very interesting career that man's had through injury and how he's overcome everything. Quite a legend. Do I play cricket socially? Um, no, not anymore. I haven't played cricket since myself, Andre, and my good mate Mario, the Italian, went to go just play backyard type thing in the park. But I'd love to play again. I really would. Thoughts on Rugby Championship getting a shake up next year? The new system. Yeah, it's an interesting one. The only thing I'm gutted about is we're only going to play New Zealand once. So it's reducing our opportunity of playing the All Blacks. So it's reducing the opportunity of that rivalry that we so enjoy watching, whether you're a New Zealand fan or whether you're a Springbok fan. Um, so for me, that I'm gutted about. Or we played them twice, but do we play them twice or we play them once and that's it? I know we don't like we play them there and play them here. I think no, it's once. You play them once. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I just know we don't travel, so you don't have a home and away. It's only one. It's only one. So playing them twice this year. We playing them twice. Okay, so we play them twice, but in their home. No, this year's normal. Sorry, I'm getting confused now. This year's normal or would be if it even happens. Next year is when we play them once, and we play. them probably in New Zealand first, and then the next year they come to South Africa, which kind of sucks because it's like one game. Yeah, I'll play them once. We do. I've just recalled that. So it sucks because it's a hell of a rivalry. The Bledisloe still gets 2 games because obviously it's not that far for them, so they still fine. We play Argentina twice. That's not. Here we go. As far as I understand, it's for South Africa. It's 2 games versus Argentina home and you're correct. One versus New Zealand, either home or away. Yeah, okay. Heinrich has said it 100% right. It's exactly that. So, which sucks. I want to play New Zealand twice, especially here and away. I think that would be fantastic. But Justin Marshall made a comment talking about the rivalry not too long ago, saying they need to bring back the touring of New Zealand, or New Zealand touring us, the old traditional. Hello, Mrs. Janssen van Rensburg. How's it? So, yeah, I want to bring the old school tournament tour, like what the Europe teams do for when they come to South Africa and we go over there. I want New Zealand to have a 3-test series in South Africa. We go there for a 3-test series in New Zealand. It will bring back so much excitement to the rivalry that we know and love. And I think from a South African and an All Black point of view, fan point of view, I think that will be phenomenal to witness that kind of rivalry again. I think it will be fantastic. Carl loves the rivalry. South Africa, New Zealand, definitely. Olden tours will be nice. It just spice things up a bit, man, with the tournament, um, with the rivalry, and gives us more opportunity to play these teams more. Because now you're playing them once, so no one's going to want to stick for long, and that's going to suck big time. Because South Africa misses out 1 year, New Zealand misses out 1 year, opposed to. I understand the traveling factor is a big problem in this tournament with jet lag and all that stuff. But it's one of these things that really we need to adapt to. But like Justice says, 3-test series is the best, like the Lions tour. Bingo. Even if they, no, I was going to say stop the championship for 1 year and then do it. How's it, William? Welcome again. But you'll have to see. That's the biggest question Tyrell has asked. I hope SA could be consistent after the World Cup. That is going to be a topic for a future video coming up because that's definite concern for me as well. Can they be consistent? Can they keep up this momentum? New coach, differences coming up. Can we adapt? Someone said beer, I need one. uh, Someone just sent me a photo of a friend on our friends group of a beer. Lucky buggers. Look at that. Chantal sending photos. I forgot what beer tastes like. Just kidding. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how things adapt to these tournaments and all that stuff, and how they can be consistent because we've got a big reputation. You've got to be like the All Blacks. You've got to hold on, keep it going. 2-1 win for the Boxer game. Go for it. I agree with you, Heinrich. And that's the thing. If we can keep consistent, it's definitely possible. We've got the team, we've got the coach, who's a right hand to Rassie. Rassie's still involved, so we've got no excuses. But to follow the example that the All Blacks have set for us is going to be absolutely incredibly tough. And hence why I said in the previous video about England and Eddie Jones, that is going to be the team to watch. Whether you love or hate England rugby, they are going to be the team to watch out for because Eddie Jones knows his team, he knows the opponents, he knows the whole system, and every other big nation like Ireland, South Africa, New Zealand, Scotland, etc., Australia, they've all got new coaches. And whereas Eddie's staying put with the current team, he knows everyone. And being in a final, almost winning Six Nations, it's going to definitely give him a massive boost in motivation in order to continue this. So I'm very, very, very worried about England. Watch. LMC says, why does it seem like so-and-so is out of touch with what the general rugby public feel on how to prove the state of the game. Jeepers, you ask damn good questions. I actually, I it does feel that way. Sansa aren't doing enough to improve the sport, to improve the game. We are seeing complaints about Super Rugby being too long or being boring, or the conference system. The Rugby Championship, they complain about with the traveling. Not enough's been done. And for me, this whole change about this whole playing a team once, etc., isn't good enough for me. It's gone downhill. Understand it's going to stop jet lag, etc. But for me, they need to do something different, or either reduce it, and go back to what it was, the Tri Nations. And Argentina, half their players, besides the Jaguars, play overseas, want to play overseas, want to earn money. So for them, join the Six Nations. I've always said that at the start, and forgive me for the Argentines who join this channel or chat later or whatever, is Argentina should be playing in Six Nations. And Japan, create a team with the Pacific Island, or extend our tournament and make it bigger to make it more exciting. But the problem that we have is the traveling, the jet lag, all that jazz. So it's a tough situation, and it's not easy. But Sanzo can definitely do something in order to improve this game and better it for the public. So I agree. I feel like they're out of touch with the general public of what we want, and they need to up the ante on that. Otherwise, it's just going to hit the fan. We need New Zealand like they need us. Heinrich said it, 100%. Couldn't agree more. Tyrell says if the team stops changing every year because of the quota system, they can be consistent. Quota system got out of the way in 2018, and we beat New Zealand. In New Zealand, they won the World Cup. Look, quota system's definitely been thrown out there because a lot of people are complaining about it. It's now all about the transformation of sport. That's been doing well, and you can see it in the provincial levels. There's development of players, players of color, communities getting introduced to the sport. So for me, they're on the right track. I think South African Rugby Union has got it on point with how they're dealing with transformation. So I don't see it being a problem because the players that are up and coming are looking fantastic, and they're all there on merit. So for me, the quota system's not even in the picture anymore. It's transformation, and I actually want to do an updated video on this to bring in this topic. I'm looking forward to Lions tour. I hope Itoja and Lowe's are in the Lions team. Rochester, I'm looking forward to it too. I think it's going to be an epic tournament, full of excitement, full of intensity. I think the Lions team is going to be pretty outstanding. I think they're going to bring a hell of a force, and I'm looking forward to seeing that tournament as well. Tara says because they're gelled. What? If teams stop changing? Oh, yeah. Sorry, got you. Heinrich says if politics stay out of SA sports and players are picked on merit, SA will be working force with all world sports. There we go. Bingo. You said it. And that's pretty much how I feel as well about that topic. Lions in South Africa is the most physical rugby. It's going to be brutal. I think it's going to be intense. I'm excited, and I think the Lions are going to bring a hell of a team out. Argentina should have been performing way more consistently by now, be a top four regular at the World Cup. Agreed. And it looked that way. I thought they were going to be quite sharp in the World Cup, but they were actually quite poor, which was very disappointing for me. So hopefully they can up the ante a bit. Um, G-Man, what do you think about the blackout policy anchored to the NFL, where games aren't broadcasted to their locals if physical attendance isn't high? That encourage more people to the games. Whoa. Davey, that's a freaking good question. It definitely would force more people to attend the games. So, what I'm guessing, so the games in the Eastern Cape or Port Elizabeth, you block out all television for us. Jeepers, that could be that's a smart move, but I just don't see South Africa getting that right. We've got too much. There's too much passion, and if you don't have a telly to have your braai and your rugby, it's going to cause chaos. But it's a smart move, and I think it definitely increase attendance, and it's maybe something to test in the likes of Australia, where viewerships are quite poor at the moment. But not just that, going to Curry Cup. Curry Cup watching is also quite not the greatest at the moment. It's exciting, don't get me wrong, but it's not got the same oomph as it had 2 or 3 years ago. And I think Heinrich made a flipping good point yesterday. I was saying, shake up the whole tournament, bring in the 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 lower order Curry Cup into this Curry Cup, and give the opportunities like Falker and Bulldogs an opportunity to play against the likes of the Springboks in the Stormers and all that jazz. And I think that would be a good way to move things forward. Maybe Italy, Georgia, and Italy could have their own tri nations. Yeah, that's not a bad one. It should be even a relegation game for Six Nations, in my opinion, already. Will you be going to the Lions tour? Definitely. Lions are coming to South Africa or to Port Elizabeth. I think we're playing an SA Invitational team in PE, so I will definitely be there. Definitely. I don't care. It's on a Tuesday, I think, but I don't care. I'm taking the day off. Nice thoughts on Dave. Nice thoughts, Davey. Yeah, that was a good one. 100%. Still think Six Nations and Rugby Championship should have a second division with promotion relegation in place. I agree. Um, they do have Rugby Championship doesn't have a second division, but I know Six Nations does, which Georgia and them are involved. But implementing relegation to me is a no-brainer, just to encourage the sport, keep people going, and all that. I think it will bring a lot of encouragement to it, and I think that will be a smart plan going forward. Promotion relegation will force teams like Argentina, who generally are bottom of the log, or Australia, to up the ante because Japan are a force, can't count them out. You've got Fiji, who's a damn strong Pacific Island team, and the others are coming up in the world. So I think that's a smart move. Yo, G, thanks for the stream talking rugby to the wife. It's like talking about meat to a vegetarian. Good one. Good one, Blizzard. I like that one. Dips, Andre says, on that, they will need to reduce ticket prices for people to actually afford going to the stadium. That is also a valid point. Ticket prices for games in South Africa, and I'm talking South Africa from experience, is way too expensive. Even to go watch a Kings game, for example, I know that they're trying every now and then, but to watch a Pro 14 game, it's like Heinrich says, $150 or whatever it may be. To watch a team lose, no disrespect to the Kings, but that's pretty much guaranteed. Kings are going to lose, so I'm going to go waste money. So I'd rather watch it on TV in a pub or go have a braai with mates and watch the Kings there because I'm not losing out on anything. So for me, those kind of games where like Leinster is going to dominate the hell out of the Kings, reduce that price to $50, $20, just to get more people in the stadium because Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium is like it's like a ghost town when the Kings play, which is sad because they do have potential, and it just needs to happen. Not sure about the attendance thing. The blackout, the money is in the TV rights might bankrupt a couple of clubs. Good point there, Blizzard. I don't think you're wrong. Blizzard says I agree with Andre. The ticket price reduction is that's exactly what I've just been saying. I mean, look at that. I didn't read Heinrich's comment underneath. Curry Cup, $150. Ridiculous. We're not seeing Springboks. We're not seeing big names. So reduce it. Tyrell, do you think Six Nations will be tougher competition for the Boks in the Rugby Championship? I do. And there's reasoning behind that is because you're playing teams like Ireland, England, France, Wales, Scotland, and then Italy. But those main five teams are challenges. We've lost to all of them before, and we've beaten all of them. And I think it's going to be a challenge. Whereas if you look at the Rugby Championship, yes, Australia are tough when we're at home, when we played them at home. But when they come down to South Africa, we we pretty much got to win there. Um, so it's predictable. All Blacks is the only real contention where we get excited or where we go, oh shit, we could lose, or this could be a good game, or whatever it may be. So for me, I think Six Nations would be an exciting option for the tournament, but I just don't see it happening, unfortunately. Cheaper tickets can actually fill a stadium and may then cause the stadium to make more money for that game. Exactly. $150 versus $20, big difference, but more people times 45 to 20. Hello, there's your money made of what you would have not even got close to on a 150 ticket price for nothing. I mean, for a couple hundred people in a stadium. So that's a very smart move, smart comment too. The box put me out 750 per ticket to watch the friendly versus Argentina. 750 rand. That is ridiculous. The pricing on tickets. 750 bucks. People. I mean, that's like your salary for a week, if even not even some, or maybe some people don't even get that. So 750 is ridiculous. And even when the Box were here against who did we watch? That was Australia, I think, Argentina, one of the two. It was also 500, 400, 500 bucks, and that's for cheap seats, not even the decent seats, which is ridiculous. So, but for a Springbok game, you're guaranteed to get a full stadium in Port Elizabeth, but still, it's ridiculous. Australia. So we paid that much money for Australia, and it was ridiculous. I mean, the seats were great, don't get me wrong, but we were on the corner, so it's the cheap seats. Whereas if you want good seats, you're paying over a grand, 1,000 bucks. It's ridiculous. Okay, where am I? LMC. Maybe the Six Nations or the money behind it do not want upcoming nations to be part of the competition and the money earned from it. That could be the case. I don't know. If you include the Springboks to the tournament, I think that will bring way more money to the to it. It will definitely excite a lot more people. I will be more interested in watching people. I would pay money for that, even though it's too freaking expensive. Heinrich says the last year versus the Crusaders, Bulls sold East Upper Stand tickets at 20 rand per ticket, and it's 12,000 seats, and it was sold out. And that's it. Boom. Simple. They probably made a shitload of money on that. Malcolm, how's it, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Good afternoon, brother. Hope the beautiful country of SA is staying safe. And cheers for taking the time to do a live stream. You are welcome. You should do a fully paid professional sports journalist, my friend. Oh, that would be a dream. Maybe one day. You never know. Um, that would be like a. If you can't have SA playing New Zealand rugby, it's got nothing. Fair enough. Davey says also have free or substantially reduced public transport for people getting to the stadium would bring in more people from the outside cities. Bingo, bingo. Hello, SA Rugby, are you listening, or World Rugby, to reduce prices? Because it does cost. People who live in the townships or poorer areas or up in the Eastern Cape, like Graaff-Reinet and all that stuff, it costs shitloads of money to transport. So that's a good one. By the way, 750 wasn't even the most expensive in the normal seats. So I can believe that. I can believe that. I can very much believe that. I was at the 2014 SF versus Arch match at Loftus, 2014, guys. 2014, that's 6 years ago. He paid 550 rand per ticket. Rain, they sold plastic bags with the Springbok logo for 200 rand. That is criminal. 200 rand for plastic bags to put over your head with the Springbok logo. No, man. 550 bucks for a ticket in Loftus in 2014. That is shocking. Dip says, not to mention the money we spent on merch and beer. Precisely. I think we went for 2 rounds. Yeah, we're talking tickets. We're not even talking about what we get in the stadium. So you get your beers or your drinks or your lunches. I think we did 2 rounds, if I'm not mistaken, of drinks. That cost shitloads of money. Big money. Probably about 40 bucks for one beer. Ridiculous. And then merchandise if you want to get. I got me a hat, I think. and you guys got jackets. So I mean, that's expensive crap. Good crap, but it's expensive. I mean, countries like Georgia, 1,500 rand, 150 New Zealand dollars to watch a box game in Wellington. Absolutely outrageous. I still go every year, but it means I can't afford some of the Super Rugby game. There we go. I mean, 1,500 bucks to watch a team. And Davey, is that good seats or or average seats? It looks like a hoodie, but it's a piece of plastic. Hectic. That's mental. And the guy's looking well. How's it, Flesh? And welcome to the stream, bud. Blizzard says, "What do you expect the British Lions tickets? I'm prepping my bank account." Well, I've said that. I think it was in last week's stream or yesterday's stream. I'm saving. I'm going to save up for it because I think it's going to be bloody expensive, and that's just for this game in PE, which is invitational. It's probably going to be well over the hundreds. So I think that's crazy. Um, I'm definitely going to start saving. They have they gave us free Springbok beanies when we played Oz in SA. Yeah, it was, but it wasn't. It was MTN slash little Springbok logo. It wasn't like a proper logo on it. I mean, it was still decent. Actually, and Castle gave away caps, if I'm not mistaken. I think we had to buy a beer in order to get one. I can't remember. The free Springbok Murrayfield Internationals, 125. The pounds. A ticket for parts, 650 for a beer, and 550 for a sandwich. Disgusting. Jeez, like 550. That's a lot of money. If I have to transfer that um into rands, that's a crap lot of money. Um, is this a joking? This Christopher Oakes or what? Because I'm gonna ban him. That's the second time he's done that. Blizzard B cost me about sorry, cost 400 in his New Zealand dollars to watch them. 4,500 rand. My God, no. How's it been, Oops? Hi, G-Man. How's it going? Just wondering if women's rugby is flourishing over there in SA. To be honest, not enough has been said about women's rugby. I know it's doing okay, but we see more of the cricket rather than the rugby, and the cricket's not too bad. They're actually pretty sharp at the moment. So it's they're doing pretty well. Sorry, I just need to get the chat back because it disappeared again. Come on, come on. Here we go, we're back. Okay, where was I lost? Edgeman, okay, I read that. My rugby season was meant to start last weekend, but it's postponed because of the. Oh, jeez. Tyrell, oh man, I feel your pain, man. It sucks. Cardiff started £80, then up. £80. That is almost 2 grand here. Wales games, that is not good seats. Jeepers. And not good seats. And it's that expensive. Blizzard, yeah. 4,500 rand. Jeepers, no thanks. As it because it's not right. Welcome to the stream, man. Um, Almost all rugby associations around the world will be smashed financially this year. They have the opportunity to reset a lot and all that stuff. Couldn't agree more with you. It's opportunity to really spice things up a bit and keep the sport going. I agree with you. Castle had scratch card thing. Yeah, it's okay. So you still have to buy a beer and then get it because it's not right in the house. Yep, I know because it is indeed. Those were good seats though, but Wellington Stadium is oval, so even if okay, fair enough, you got the cricket stadium. I know which one you took. Not like South Africa's. Fair enough. Still, it's further away from the game. How big can women's rugby go? I think it can go big. It just depends on who's supporting it, who's funding it. That's the key at the end of the day. 30, 36 double D. Oh, flipping hell. That's a good one. This is the day. Um, G-Man, do you see some of SA franchises joining European Champions Cup and no longer to SA joining the Six Nations? We were just, funny enough, talking about this. SA joining Six Nations, I don't see happening. Do I feel it's going to be good for the sport? I do. I think it's going to be a great competition for the Springboks, and it's going to boost us because we've got more of a competitive level than just not just the All Blacks, which is going to be exciting. So I can see it working. As for European Champions Cup and Pro 14, I hope so. I want us to send more teams up there that currently are playing in the lower leagues, just to build the strength and grow and create another team or combine a team within South Africa and send it overseas. Overseas, I think that's going to be worth it. So we can only hope. Right, where else we? G-Man missed my game to see Beast versus Non in US month. Oh, that sucks, man. Shame, Kevin. A lot of these games are getting postponed or cancelled. And are you getting refunds for these tickets? Those who are getting postponed games, how's it working? Some of those Lady Rugby players are more of a man. They would be too right there. More of a man than quite a few of us, technically. G-Man, in England, the top level women's rugby teams are called things like Bristol Women, whereas the amateur teams are called ladies, called like Swindon ladies. Why do you think that is? I don't know. I think that's discrimination. It should all be women, women's sport, women and ladies. Maybe because they're younger, but I would say keep it like we're all men. They should be all women or ladies, whatever the right word is. I think it's women though. US Rugby declares bankruptcy. I have heard about that. That is very sad news. But however, they've declared bankruptcy, but Australia are still in a worse state, which is quite terrifying to be honest. Michelle Turner, wow, will miss Saf if they join the Six Nations. Should they take it out? I already stated that, and all that jazz. So I didn't see it happening, but I think it will be a cool experience. Send us SAA a team up there. That would be fun. I'm a Kiwi, but how much would SA and an All Black jersey cost over there? SA jersey costs probably about what's it, $7.99 to buy a new Springbok jersey. All Black one between that price and $1,000 new. They're bloody expensive. That's why I do it like World Cups. I will save up for it, and then I'll buy the Springbok jersey either the year before or that year. But then I stick with it for some time. Last year I treated myself, but last year YouTube was very good to me. But it's tighter now. Do SA clubs make money in the Pro 14 more than Super Rugby? That's a Blizzard. That's a question I'm actually not sure on, to be honest. Um, Probably because it's early in Europe, but to be fair, the Kings need that money. But I'm honestly not sure what the financial rate. But I would say maybe yeah. Send the Griquas and the Pumas to the Pro 14. I agree. I support that. Pretty much the lines I was thinking. You should see Kenyan ladies rugby team. Awesome. I've heard a lot of good things about them. Question says, have you listened to Joe House of Rugby? Alma Smith. I listened to Alma, but I haven't heard Joe House of Rugby. I'll have a look at that. All Blacks jersey 1,200. Okay, there's correction. Heinrich said it. So it's gone up since I last checked. Was recently on a great interview. Awesome stuff. Oh, that was a great, was a recently great interview. Sorry. I'll definitely look it up. What about mixed rugby? Well, sure, that hasn't been a topic here, so I don't see it happening anytime soon. As a Kelly, I would like to see more under 19 teams in sport. That would be cool. Definitely from a development of youth and picking things up a bit. I think that will be pretty awesome. In today's world, mixed rugby will never work. So true. There's Heinrich says it. Do a video on Indian football. I do not know enough about it to do it, but I'll have a look at it. Um, Chester Donnelly, my daughter plays rugby. It's mixed until they turn 12. After that, yeah, mixed would be appropriate. Fair enough. Because obviously, one, the boys get bigger and obviously the females get older. So, yeah, I can understand that. New Zealand rugby will save Australia because we love the Wallabies. Let's hope that's the case. I know England have offered support for Rugby Australia and a few other clubs are doing the same. So let's hope they can survive this. Um, William Castle is a disaster. Yeah, I've heard a lot of bad things about Rayleigh, whatever her name is. Castle definitely has been a lot of negative talk. I think I did that video the other day and everyone was chirping that photo of her. Yo, touch rugby is great for kids. It is indeed. That's how that bold. But in South Africa, they're allowing tackle now in with the juniors to prep them. When I was coaching in 2011, my kids were, what did they grade grade one. They already started tackling. She was talking about South African teams coming up north, saying that South Africans prefer time zones to watch live. It's not too bad. For I think it's worse for New Zealand and Australia to watch our sport. But for us to wake up at 9 o'clock to watch the All Blacks or 12 o'clock to watch the Wallabies doesn't affect me much. I watch it, and you saw that when we did the championship. So for us, but for them it's harder because like now is our prime time for rugby, and there are hardly any New Zealand guys. I mean, one of them said they woke up to come join, and that's the thing for them. I can understand it. It's tough, but there is a lot of talk of time zone and jet lag being better for South Africa overseas. So it's less of a delay and physicality point of view. Please do reactions on cricket at G-Man Sport. I will see what I can do, Kelly. I'm just so busy with lockdown work and this, but I'll see what I can do because this channel gives me money, hope sometimes. So I try and put a lot of effort in, but I will do a cricket video again. I was actually thinking about that today, so it shall be coming soon. Do you think Ireland will beat South Africa in November if it goes ahead? Anything's possible. I think South Africa are in a great state at the moment, but Ireland have at least played Six Nations rugby, so that's giving them a boost going forward. So um, they'll stand a better chance and at home. But I wouldn't count South Africa out. I think they definitely stand a chance to bigger Heinrich says it. So that doesn't affect me. 9 o'clock Argentinian game just after a bride, a few brewskis. Jeez, I'm always in the mood for that game. Blizzard says, not sure if you answered this. My stream froze. Do SA clubs make more money than? I did answer this. Um, I think they do. The Pro 14, I think they do get more money because they're playing overseas, and the pound is really good at the moment. I think it's $20 for a pound. So I think, yeah, they do make more money than Super Rugby. Hence why there was rumors of the Sharks joining, etc., etc. So I do think they make more money over there. I tried teaching some kids rugby in India. The ball went in the bushes and couldn't get it because of snakes. Fair enough. I wouldn't go get it either if there were snakes. Davey says, do you think SA has a responsibility to build up African rugby? The last time SA played Namibia outside of the Rugby World Cup was 2007. That's pretty appalling. Would love to see my own country get more games. I don't think it's SA's responsibility. I think it's more World Rugby's responsibility to bring the sport out. They control the fixtures. They control what's going on. Hence why I keep moaning that Pacific Island rugby is not treated well because World Rugby aren't bringing them to the likes of these tournaments like the Rugby Championship, etc., etc. So I don't think it's South Africa's responsibility. I think it's South Africa's done what they can to help. I mean, they were included in Curry Cups. They were included in Varsity Cups, if I'm not mistaken. So I think we've done all we can and maybe could do more from that point of view. But that's for me, it's all up to World Rugby. They need to sort out all that shit. And I agree, it would be nice to have us play them more often just to get some thrashing in, if I could say that, because like kind of says 105-13 was a little bit of a drumming, but anything can happen. But it'll be cool. My Kiwi mate says it's cheaper to buy an All Black shirt in the UK than it is in New Zealand. I think I heard 2 Cents Rugby saying that as well. He doesn't buy his shirts from New Zealand. All his shirts come from overseas because of that exact reason. So I can believe it. I mean, for me to buy an overseas shirt, I bought Ireland's kit shirt. I think it was on I don't know where I got it, but that cost me a shitload of money. And I've got Ireland and Leinster. It was like a deal or a special. And I've never bought since. And I've killed to have more international. My dream is a Lions jersey. I do want one of those. But it's just too damn expensive to buy them. I wish I was 2 Cents Rugby could get all those shirts because I would. But for me, I'll just stick to my Sharks and South African jerseys for now. Why don't SA play early in Castle Test Champ? I don't understand why we don't play late morning. Blizzard, to be fair, because then it sucks for us watching it. We want to bribe, but I do get you. We could do it. It's possible to play at 12, but I would hate it as a spectator. I want to watch it at night, like what you they watch it. So for me, but I do agree with you. It could be done, and wonder why they haven't done that. Why do rugby managers? While you guys are here, hit that like button. We're on 11. Let's get to 20, maybe. Okay, we got 18 people. Maybe we can't, but let's see what happens. Why do rugby managers announce that they are leaving national teams so much in advance? The departure does. Yeah, this is a very good. Yes, LMC, you ask good ones. You must send me video topics because the questions you ask is freaking good. Um, I don't know. I agree with you. I think it's a massive distraction for teams. I think it sucks that they have to find out that a manager's leaving. Because, for example, if I have to think of an influencer or a role model or my boss, who I technically get along with, and they have to say that, I would be demotivated. I would be actually a good example. My previous workplace, my boss there, him and I were extremely close. He started a business, I joined him, and they were partners. And due to reasons and a better opportunity through a UK company, he left. And because he left, it killed my motivation, and I ended up leaving the company too because he was like my right hand, and I was like his. So when he left, I left because I wasn't motivated anymore. So that question is spot on. It will affect teams like Ireland and other teams because it just doesn't give them motivation. And I think that's why it didn't affect South Africa because we knew Russie was going to be director still. We knew he was going to have a say and he would stop politics and all that shit. So I think from that point of view, you're 100% spot on. After such a fabulous World Cup, I can't believe the virus has smashed rugby around the world. Yeah, so true. I'm very glad it wasn't last year, but yeah, it's very, very sad. What's the best Springboks team in my opinion? Between Jake and Peter de Villiers, 2009. 2009 to 13 or 2007 to 213. That was a hell of a strong Springbok team with Buckies, with Bismarck, and all those gems of rugby players. I think that was probably our most dominant, strongest, that had the potential. But I'm very chuffed with the current team we have now. And I mean it. I really am. I'm happy with the Springbok team. Because it's not right since 95, maybe, but I don't think they're to the caliber or strength that what we've seen now and then. With promotion and regulations, yeah, it will be, Gavin. I think it should have happened long ago, and it will encourage Italy to play more competitive for me. I think it should have happened long ago. A lot of people said no because it's not the history of the tournament, which I get. But for me, I'd definitely um, bring it in. Is there an African championship? Maybe add like a Curry Cup. Hunter says too. That's a good point. I don't think there is an African championship. Maybe there should be to again promote. But again, that's up to World Rugby. They're not doing anything. So how are we going to get it solved? 2 Cents Rugby gets him free from all his fans. Fair enough, Kevin, but I know he has ordered a lot too. I know there's one bloke there who always gives him a shirt, and fair enough. But I know he said in one of his videos that it costs more for him to buy locally than overseas. Lions jersey I bought in Newland shop during the last tour. When the Lions were here, see, because PE doesn't get the big Lions games and we don't get the merch, I think we could only still buy hats in 2009 and then I wasn't earning money. But if they do, I'm going to try. But they're freaking expensive. Fleshen says if South Africa did leave Super Rugby, hopefully it would force New Zealand and Australia to look to the Pacific Islands to include them. Couldn't agree more. If that is the case, that has to happen. Because it's not right, jobs are made by the people. So true. Blizzard says, I agree. As an SA spectator, late afternoon is better to watch the Buck games just to make it fair. I want our games to be popular. Sacrifice my video. I couldn't agree more there, Blizzard. I would too if it has to be done. William, good day to you, Gareth. Good day, William. Welcome to the stream. Malcolm says, did you hear Eddie Jones has extended his contract? I did. I've actually, you see, no one's getting notifications of my videos. I think it's great news for England, to be honest. I know he says much. I will watch their demise with immense joy. I think they're going to get stronger, Malcolm. But I did a video, but clearly no one's getting notifications of these videos. I don't know what YouTube's doing. They're not helping us. It actually ticks me off because I've done a lot of content that people aren't seeing. Do you think Fiji and Japan should join Rugby Championship? Yeah, long ago. Fiji's got the potential to cause upsets, so does Japan. We've clearly seen it in the past. It should happen, in my opinion. Algon Cup, Kenya and Uganda, HBC Sevens. Yeah, fair enough. Kelly says, I think the Box would have won the 20 World Cup if it weren't for Bryce Lawrence. I agree with you, Kelly. I think we definitely could have played New Zealand and had that dream final rematch again. Owen says, do you think the rush defence needs to cut out and the offside line needs to be stricter? England were abusing the offside line against Ireland and Wales. Yeah, I think that's actually that's something to consider going forward to prevent that kind of thing because they were abusing the offside line. But brings to the question of should TMOs be give you captains allowed the opportunity to review and say, hey, this is what they're doing. How can we prevent? But I don't think it will happen anytime soon. Pep Gang, there's our first Argentinian. Welcome, bud. The Sharks team in 2010, 2030 was probably the greatest team to never have won a Super Rugby title. That, yes, those years as well as 2007. I know Heinrich is going to argue with me here, but 2007 Sharks should have won the flipping Super Rugby Championship or Super 12 or 14, whatever it was then. But then the bloody Steve Walsh gave the Bulls an extra 2 minutes, which allowed freaking Ryan O'Bannon to score that try. They deserved it, yes, but 2 minutes extra, I don't know why. But for me, 2007 Sharks were top notch. I think they definitely should have and could have won that. But the Bulls were too good, and they proved the consistency continuing on. Benatar said no. There we go. Fair enough. I told you you'd chirp this one. I'm not sure Eddie is a bad thing to England. I fear them actually. Blizzard, I agree with you fully. Do you think people of Windhoek would like to see Namibia versus a classic Springboks, ex-Springboks team or a junior Springboks team? That's not a bad idea, Chester. Play the Springbok A team against Namibia. I think it'll be good. It'll be good for Namibia and it'll be good for the Springboks. So, yeah, I think it'll be a good one. Callie, thanks for bringing up bad memories. I'm still traumatized from that World Cup. Funny, we were talking about Bryce Lawrence the other day, doing a reaction to that twat. I'm not getting any rugby notifications, especially yourself. You see Flesh, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm glad you said that because 2 Cent said his views because I sent him a comment on one of his videos the other day and he said the same thing. He's just not getting any, or people aren't getting notifications and his views have dropped. Absolutely shocking. Foo Fighters, for long, how do you think the Springbok team will do in the next few years now that so many players have gone overseas? Well, look, the ruling in South Africa isn't a bad thing anymore. We're allowed to play overseas. We're allowed to play. Hey, we've hit 20 likes. Well done, guys. Keep those likes coming. We've hit I was going to say 20 likes again. But so that's not a problem anymore. So I think Springboks will be good and strong. The question I will think is not how do I think the Springbok team will be, it's how do I think the provincial teams will be. I think they will take a big knock and really get hit badly due to that. So it's a worrying factor for us. And that's my concern. Then I trust it now. I've seen that. England are crumbling behind the scenes, mate. Eddie Jones, without a doubt, is a great coach. But for England, watch this space. We'll watch it, Malcolm, but I think we need to watch it too, that they could be a dark horse. Not a dark horse, a dominant team, in my opinion. But I hope you're right for the sake of South Africa. Um, Fiji didn't play to expectations in the World Cup. Why? I didn't think they were too bad. They had their moments. Pressure, not enough experience, Kevin. They need to have more opportunities, increasing, joining the Rugby Championship, bringing a team into the Super Rugby campaign. All of those things are going to help boost the momentum of these rugby teams. And if we don't do that, it's not going to happen. I say Super Rugby team, but I want that reduced or figure out another way on how to do it. But it's all up to World Rugby. They need to start actually doing their bloody job. I agree. Sharks would have taken what? Sharks would have taken. They were knocked on in the rack by the Bulls and the Welsh let them play on. Heinrich, are you seeing Casper Boshov's comment? He's spot on. Uh, who, in your opinion, is the greatest ref of all time? Pep, Nigel Owens. And I back that up 100%. Because it's not right. I still have my schoolboy rugby socks from 1984. They are indestructible. Guess I better watch them. Yeah, I think that might be a good idea. I'm probably ponging over there. The wife must surely not enjoy that. Blessed be, so do I, brother. Cool. LMC coaches, managers with strong personalities can cause players to tune out after a certain period of time. Is there a fear of this with Eddie in England? 8 years is a long time with that personality. I think great point, interesting, but for me, everything's changing in world rugby at the moment. We've seen new coaches, but I'll bring back to the example of Steve Hansen, Graham Henry, 2003, 2007, he won a World Cup. Steve Hansen, I think, joined him in 2007. All that time, Steve Hansen won a World Cup. Then they got close in the World. Okay, this World Cup didn't do too hard, but they still dominated. So for me, having a coach for that long isn't a bad thing. I get what you're saying, but I think it's going to be a good thing for Eddie Jones in England. I think it's going to give them a good boost. How's it, Malte Limestja? What's up, man? 1984, 8 years before I was even born. Fair enough. Jeez, yeah, I think I'm the same. Yeah, I am. No, I'm not. It's 7 years before I was born. Shit. This isn't a day for maths. You can have the minor. Dean Man, hi G Man, how's it, Dean? Welcome to the stream. What about your mother-in-law's pants? Heinrich says, oh, geez, here we go. The boys are going to start. They're in quarantine, he says. Remake comps. Are you meaning redo competitions? Agree with you there if you are saying that. Phil Fighter says, would you be interested in making a Lions team prediction to face the Springboks? I am thinking about it. I'm just under the pump with work, but it's definitely a topic for a future video. And I will, because I've got a video actually coming up for the Lions tomorrow night, talking about the captains to add on to what I said in the poll. So that's coming out tomorrow. So stay tuned for those who never get notifications. Um, they're in quarantine. Okay, I read that. You get people that didn't see a knock on, then you get people who are wrong. What? You. Sorry, we're back at the Sharks game. You get people who didn't see a knock on like you, and then you get people who are wrong like you too. So I don't know if that's exactly you. No, just kidding. Hope they stay in quarantine. Fair enough. Would you stop time when a scrum is formed? Just everyone's complaining about rugby being slow enough already. So stopping time, yeah, maybe, but it's not gonna. It's gonna make the game longer, and it's gonna become like football. but definitely a point. Maybe you should. Actually, it won't make the game long. Then it'll become like football a bit. But it's a thought. I love some spirits to select John Reeve. Don't know who he is. They have escaped. Who's escaped? Message deleted. I didn't see the latest message from. It's like, what did he say? He's mocking me. Are you working in any? Oh, fuck. No wonder you got deleted. How about. Oh, you've hidden them already. Thanks, Dubs. Oh, sorry. I've only seen it now. Malcolm, there is not an international team on the planet at the minute that could beat SA in SA, in my opinion. Saying that Scotland would give SA a game since they have now best defence in Six Nations. I have to disagree with you there, Malcolm. I'm never right off the All Blacks. Um, they're G-Man's got jokes. You're the one who's got the jokes, but it's all you there. I think SA are definitely strong and give any team a run. I think they are strong at home, but do I see them being? I don't know, possibly, but the All Blacks always give us a run, and I think that's always the key and the question to talk about. Don Peter was class. I don't know. I'll look him up now. Unstable. I'm up. Okay, it looked like I lost connection there for a bit. I don't know John Perry. I'll look him up now. This internet's so stable, yeah, or unstable. I'm scared I'll lose it. I've already got Facebook open, which I don't know why. I'll get to the comments now. I just want to type in this bloke. Jeepers. The first photo that comes up with this John Pierre Reeves is a French Formula Rugby Union player. He's 67 years old. No wonder I don't know who he is. But there's a bloody photo of him on Google. Quite hectic. Right, back to this. Oh, geez, now I have to restore chat. Every time I change tabs, the chat disappears. It's absolutely annoying. 23 likes. Look at that. We're ahead of the amount of people watching. I like it when that happens. Did you see WrestleMania's tomorrow morning? Hopefully, it is an example that sport can continue without crowds. I did see that it's on tomorrow. I think it's going to be absolutely boring, to be honest with you. Check it out to be on monitor mode. Well done, but I don't even see this. Um, so yeah, I think WrestleMania is going to be absolutely shit in my opinion because of no crowd. I agree with you; it can continue, and that's good. So we're still getting it. So for that part, I'm happy. But I would have postponed it. Something that big would have brought crowds in my opinion. But I'll keep an eye out for it. The great thing about rugby is that they try to keep the game flowing. Please no. Fair enough. Yeah, good point there, LMC. Only defence Scotland has is their lawyers in the court case. Oof, shots fired. Where's Malcolm on that one? That was Heinrich, not me, by the way. Kevin says, don't stop time during scrum. We'll be waiting forever. There we go. So pretty much a lot of people are saying that the same thing is that. Typo before, meant to say, please do not slow the game down. Fair enough. What do I do for a living? I am a digital specialist at a retail company over here in South Africa, and then this is my side kick thing to try and hopefully one day help me earn a living so I can do this full time one day. But that will only be in a few years to come at the rate YouTube not helping us. But hopefully we'll do it. So I do a lot of digital marketing. So Google, social media, all that jazz. Belarus Premier League soccer is still being played with crowds. I've heard, because it's not right, always talks about this. I haven't followed that or even checked that, to be honest. And I only watch football if it's Man United playing or a good game with Liverpool or international. But other than that, I definitely won't. I'm desperate for sport, but not that desperate. Chester says, G-Man, do you think 20 teams Is the right number of teams for the World Cup? No, one-sided. I think it should be 24. I did a video not quite a while ago about this. I think that it should be 24 teams at least. It needs to pick up because I think it is one-sided. And I think if we allow more teams into this tournament, it will get a lot more exciting. So I would make 24 teams, Chester, on that one. Most boring was English in the days of Marcus Rose. Okay, don't know. Malcolm McDonald, blonde hair flying. Hectic. Hey, we've done not too bad. Averaging on 14 to 20 people on the stream. Good stuff, man. Good to see. But yeah, as far as I didn't see this coming. What do you think is going to happen now? Super Rugby not finishing in the season. Do you think they'll hand the trophy to the Sharks? Casper, I wish. I really wish that will be the case, but I don't see it happening. Unfortunately, I think we're going to see it either being cancelled or it might be postponed. But no, the Sharks won't get it because the problem is, yes, the Sharks are on top, but the other teams, like the Crusaders, still have a game to play. So if they play and win, they will overtake the Sharks. So no, it won't go to the Sharks, unfortunately, as much as I wish it would be. Seems that the Bulls stole it from us in 2007, Heinrich. Um, Gee, if you could rewatch a rugby match without knowing the result, which would it be? Um, could rewatch definitely. Sure, that's a tough one. One probably between the All Blacks. Um, 2013, there was an epic contest here where it was a good fighting game between the All Blacks. Lots of points scored. South Africa lost, but it would have been a good one. Um, Geez, I don't know. Definitely, I don't want to watch 57 No, probably last year's game. There was the game we won in it was 2 years ago over in New Zealand. I can't remember where Damien McKenzie knocked the ball on and South Africa won. That was a flipping moment. Dippy and or Andre and I were watching it, and it was obviously early in the morning, and we were shouting. It was before I started live streaming. We went berserk for that. It was epic. Would I like to see Man United tour PE? Yes, I would definitely like to see that any day. Heinrich, everyone is out buying toilet paper, and all I want is a chopping on the bra with friends. Heinrich, I second you. Mates right now with a few drinks and a bra is what all I want at this point of time. I love doing all of this, but it would be so much more entertaining with the gang behind me joining the stream. But hopefully soon. 10 days, I think it is now. Malcolm Fleshing, 100% pure warrior, no respect to his own body. Hamish Watson is similar. Hamish Watson, I know. He's good. That's 1970s Welsh doctor who played flanker for Wales. Cheapest. Way before my time. D-Man, okay, G-Man, gotta go. My skeleton is grilling me a steak the size of Texas steak. Enjoy it, pal. Enjoy it. Clap it. Heinrich Griller toilet roll, it says, because it's not right. Jeepers. Hectic. But yeah. But Super Rugby, yeah, I don't see it coming back anytime soon. And if it does, because the problem with Super Rugby is it's such a long tournament. We don't have the time. Whereas you can bring back your Champions Cup, you can bring back Pro 14 because it already started last year. So they have the potential to continue this tournament, whereas the others, yeah. You disagree on my Newland Stadium comments. What about what? So Blizzard, are you saying Newland should be demolished and they should play all rugby at the Cape Town Stadium? I want to see that debate start because why throw away years and years of history in one of the greatest stadiums in South Africa with the greatest support group in South Africa? Why would you want to throw that away? I'm interested to hear your thoughts on why Cape Town Stadium. To me, they should never have built that stadium, just like they should have never built Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. They should have added on to Newlands, built it bigger, and they should have done the same thing in PE. There's so much history that has been thrown away, um, and great memories that you're tossing out for a new stadium, which is built for soccer, um, and it's never going to be full. So you're going to be sitting at the same situation of what had the passion and everything. In my opinion, this is just me. So I'm dying to hear your debate on that, because if it's a fair one, then I will go on. Um, I love Newlands Stadium. It's heartbreaking to see it go. I agree. So would South Africa Super Rugby teams be too strong for Pro 14 teams if they join? I don't know. Playing like, you see, this is what needs to happen: is we need to have a tournament like a provincial World Cup where we allow these guys to come in and give them the opportunity of playing the Crusaders versus Leinster, the Sharks versus Sale Sharks, etc., etc. If those opportunities were given, we would then be able to discuss it. So I don't. I'm not going. I actually don't know. I don't think they'll be too strong, but I don't think they'll be too weak. But they'll definitely give a fight, especially Stormers, Sharks, your Bulls if they're on form, and Lions again if they're on form. Stopped watching soccer. All the fake rolling around and the lack of respect for the referee made it impossible to watch. Agree with you there. It is tough to watch like that. Okay, as Blizzard, I have been to the stadium many times or tried to with tickets being sold out. Maybe big capacity might be better. Fair point. That I won't. I can understand you there because obviously now it gives the opportunity to witness a Springbok game at Newlands. Okay, I could get that. And I remember I went to Newlands once and watched them play, and it was it was packed, chock a block, and I had to get shitty seats. But the nice thing with Newlands is you could see everything. Is Kings Park still Durban? Yeah, it is. It's got a sponsorship, but it's back to Kings Park. It used to be another name. I can't remember. So I can understand you there, Blizzard, and I won't argue that point. So let's see. Maybe they could do something, but it's the history that I'm sad that's going to be lost from Newland Stadium. Um, uh, and yeah, we'll have to. Yeah, it's Johnson's Park. You're right. Johnson's Kings Park. We've still got the Kings Park, but Johnson's is the name. You are right. I know. See, you know a lot about your Sharks. Secret Shark supporter over here. Just kidding. You'd never tell a bull that he's a secret Shark supporter. My uncle nearly murdered me. Blizzard says, I'm looking to the future. I love Newlands Stadium, been going there since I was young, but sometimes we need change. Trust me, I love Newlands, but Cape Town Stadium is better. Been to both. I've watched Bon Jovi in Cape Town Stadium. I've never watched a sports game. So from that point of view, I can't talk. And I've seen the Sevens is very popular in that stadium. So who knows? Maybe it will be a good thing. But let's give it a go. We'll only know until we try. When Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium's full, I love it because you can hear the crowd. Hello, Chantal. Welcome to the stream. Enjoying your beer, you sneaky buggers. Welcome. Um, so, yeah, let's see what Capital Stadium has to offer and maybe debate that afterwards. But if it becomes like the Kings, then that would be sucky. Michael Jackson at Cape Town Stadium. Impossible. You mean maybe at Newlands? Can't be Cape Town Stadium. Cape Town Stadium was built in 2010. Michael Jackson passed away before that. I'm correct. Yeah, he was going to come to South Africa, but he didn't. Unless you're cracking a joke there. That Welsh team, JPR, played in Gareth Edwards. That name I know was my mom's cousin. But to be fair, everyone in South Wales was related to the Wales team. I didn't know that. BN Fire going, lekker. Hello, Yuri. Jay, the gang is here. I know Dippy's somewhere here. Good to see everyone here. Welcome. I miss you, buggers. Shit, I want to browse so badly. Let's maybe have a Skype later. Hi from Athens, Greece. How's it, Eden? Welcome from Athens, Greece. Greenpoint Stadium, that's where I saw Michael Jackson. No, man. Unless it's a grass day. It can't be. When did he die? Man, it surely. Michael Jackson died in 2009. And he didn't tour. He was going to tour South Africa, so that can't be. Unless it's Greenpoint. There's a building there that he maybe played. But definitely not at the big stadium. It was going to. Oh, maybe you saw the history thing. Oh, look at that fire. I've just seen the photo on our group of Yuri and Chantal's bride. Just see, it's like torturing me. Buggers. People were sending me his yesterday. Zane was sending theirs yesterday. Everyone's crying except little old me. I miss my social life. But we got to be good. I just want to turn on the light. Right. I was there. There's Griffalicious. This is he is still here. Yeah, he actually is because he's been there's a way. He's been my my moderator. That's a forbidden sentence, G man. What is a forbidden sentence? And you are right. We should have built Cape Town Stadium. However, it has been built. Yep, fair enough. Can't afford both. I agree. So let's see what happens. It's a white elephant. Fair enough. It's actually warm and sunny up here, driving everyone nuts. And it's hot as hell in PE today too. It's freaking hot. Chester Donnelly, it was, yes, his history tour. Yeah, yeah. But that wasn't at this new stadium. He was, yeah. You are right, 100%. But not at the soccer stadium, unless it was something small and they've resized. Then you're right. Greenpoint Stadium before revamp. Oh, it was revamped. Okay, I'm gonna start. Okay, fine. You're right. You're right. It was an old stadium. Sorry, I thought it was brand new. Correct. Sorry about that. Where are we? G-Man, it's a pity Super Rugby might be cancelled. Sharks won a roll. Tell me about it. So we're on a roll. Freaking hell. Beers on. It says flesh and enjoy them, bud. G-Man, I've seen that. Captain said, okay, cool. Thank God I'm drinking with you a lot. With you lot. As the wife ate. It's a pity you can't see like photos like of what people are doing. It would make the stream more interacting. Fun after 3 weeks together. Oh, jeepers, flesh and nailing it. I hope your wife doesn't see this stream, but Curry Cup predictions, winners and finalists. I don't even think we'll see a Curry Cup this year, but probably Sharks, Stormers, or Province final, and then Sharks win. Let's go. That's just off my top of my head. You guys all on lockdown, yeah? We are indeed. We're on a 21-day rotating on. What? Is everyone drinking more now that we're stuck at home? Chantal says rotating it because, yeah, we're on lockdown 21 days. We are now on day something. We end a week, 2 weeks, 2 weeks yesterday. So we've got another 12, 10, 11 days, something like that. There we go. Under Western Province for the win. Know that feeling, Flashon. What's that feeling? Oh, okay, I'm seeing with the wife. Hello, Bev. Welcome. Blizzard's alarms. Don't kill my hope. Blizzard hopes. Oh, hope. The hope of having a Curry Cup. Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Is Heinrich still here? He's gotten quiet. He normally lets the world know when he disappears. He didn't catch my last Bulls joke, so I guess he disappeared. Hope of having a Curry Cup. Yep, indeed. Let's hope maybe one day, ladies and gents. Let's hope. Let's first get through what we're doing. Whoa, Stefan Buerta donates $14 to say Western Province to take Curry Cup. Okay, I won't argue because you donated to the channel. Firstly, thank you. But we'll have to wait and see. Didn't the Sharks recently beat the Stormers a couple of weeks ago? So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But hey, that rivalry, anything is possible. So I won't get too cocky. But it was a cracking game. And the final between those two nations will be epic. Any rugby would be good. Could say that again. To be fair, she probably thinks the same about me. Talking about his wife. Blizzard B, fluke sharks. Yeah, keep talking. Fluke sharks. Sharks were looking good. Typical. They always look good when tournaments have to get postponed. Put that on your TV and fry your meat in the oven. Oh, I see what he means. The fire. Actually, I put it on this side. Geez, that looks lekker. Good right there, you. Send me a photo of a fire. Just put it on the TV and then put the food in the oven. Rationing. I've got you. Rationing meaning saving them to last longer. Makes sense. Oh, shit, I've moved thing again, so now I have to open this. Where's the chat? There's the chat. Right, here we go. Would be good. Someone says hi. How's it, Tashwell? Welcome. Casper says not even see a rugby championship this year. Let's hope. Let's hope. I don't know. Who is my most hated rugby team international club? Well, if I have to pick one club, Blue Bulls. Sorry, I'm a Shark supporter. It has to be. And I'm born in Cape Town, so I have to support Province as my second. So club, them international. Shit, I don't think I hate a team. If I have to choose one that I dislike, due to certain people's arrogance, it will probably be England. The rest I love. G-Man, what's your advice for talented kids who isn't getting anywhere because of a weak school system? Keep going, keep fighting. If you have a backyard, keep playing. Look, when I was in junior school, we had practice, but we could never play a match. But that didn't stop me from playing sport. I was every day training in the backyard, bowling to a wall. My dad would assist, throwing a ball to the wall to catch. Um, it's all in how you see life. You need to go and take the opportunities by yourself and make it your own success stories. And if your school's a weak system, go search for clubs. There are lots of clubs out there in this state and age that will assist people in playing the sport better. So for me, go out and smash it. Don't let the school weaken your performance or your opportunity. And go better yourself because the clubs will take you places if your school's weak. And I'd say keep going. Never let that be your downfall of stopping to play something you love. Have you seen American Pro Rugby whilst it was on TV? 2 Cents was giving it some good reviews. We don't get it in South Africa. I haven't seen it. None of the American Pro Rugby, unfortunately. And if I do see it and so someone in South Africa watching here knows where it is, let me know. But I haven't seen anything, unfortunately. I would love to, otherwise I would do it because the beast is there. Marlon is there. There are a few decent blokes playing in America, so I'd definitely watch. Tashwell says Neeman. What did I say? Oh, Bulls. Must be the Bulls. Chester Donnelly. G-Man, I thought Kings was your second team, but now you're saying Pro. Kings, yeah, if we're talking Pro 14, of course. But if I have to back up a team in the Super Rugby, it's always going to be Stormers or Province. But yeah, Kings definitely, because I live in the province. But Kings don't play in Super Rugby and all Currie Cup, so therefore they can't be the second in that tournament. But yeah, of course, Kings all the way. But Sharks are my number one. Do what Joe grabbed a life by the paw. That's a good one because it's not right. Blizzard B says, I hate the All Blacks international team. I love them. They get the views up. I like the rivalry. Another reason why I wouldn't mind Cape Town Stadium is that I couldn't get box tickets due to New Zealand support here. Goes buying the seats. Fair enough. I can understand that. But for me, All Blacks is a great rivalry. Blizzard, who's your provincial team that you hate? As you said, province and international. Giving me international, but who's provincial? You loved Osterrand. What a legend he was, eh? He did wonders for Springbok Rugby. Good player, 2 World Cup medals, a legend. Neo Tuflau, excuse me if I said your surname wrong. How's it? Welcome to the stream. Hit that like button, guys, while you're here. We're on 25. We're doing pretty well. Maybe we can get to 30 before we end. Um, we're doing pretty good. I'm not ending now because the discussions are still going strong. But they're 26. Let's keep it going. But yeah, what else is there? What else do you guys have for me? What advice? The kids said that. Most hated. I've said that too. Cashwell Bartman says, yeah, man, I saw that. Probably because they're a Bull supporter. Anything else I missed here? 27 likes. Look at that. We are moving up. But someone asked about Rugby Championship earlier. Do I see that coming back? I hope so. I really want international rugby more than anything. If I had my own, that's a good question. I'll come to that now. If I had my own way, I would scrap provincial, everything international. Um, and I'll probably get slated by you guys now, but I want to see international rugby. Heinrich is back. Went to get me some banana bread. Fair enough. Welcome back. You just missed the Bulls debate. Or chips. No, I'm kidding. We weren't that nasty. Um, Carter Wilkinson. Johnny Wilkinson or Dan Carter? Look, my favorite rugby player is Johnny Wilkinson. So from that point, I would pick Johnny Wilkinson. But Dan Carter, I can never deny him. He's the greatest number 10 ever. So out of that, Dan Carter's the great. Johnny Wilkinson's my favorite. Blizzard, I'm very patriotic. I love all the SA teams. The one I least privileged like is the Sharks. Fair enough. We people either love or hate the Sharks. I know that it's the same love-hate relationship with the Bulls. But I'll support them when they play overseas teams. Fair enough. I'm the same with the Bulls. I want them to win. Or depending on what my Super Brew says, then maybe not. But no, same. Always in. I wonder if they play rugby in China. I think they do, but it's nothing hectic. As a prop myself from New Zealand, my idol was Big Oz. Big Oz. Legend. Um, Sheila says, would you agree that my Pimpy applying the kicking game in the final won us the match besides the brilliant performance from the forwards? I think that was a very key moment. If he didn't do that kick, we wouldn't have got it. And it just shown the improvements level of what Mapimpi has progressed into such a great rugby player. That was a key moment. That try gave the Springboks the boost to push England on. And Cheslin Colby's brilliance too. But yeah, that kicking game definitely helped because England weren't expecting it in the World Cup. It was all running rugby, which they weren't used to, and Eddie Jones wasn't prepared for it. But as soon as Colby, Mapimpi did that, boom, it was epic. There's a Chinese rugby shirt. Didn't know that. LMC, is the quota system still an issue with the box, or have the makeup of the team made this a non-issue? Quota system, for me personally, I don't think is a problem anymore. I think they've dealt with transformation in the sport strong, and I think it's pretty solid. I'm going to do a video about this because I get a lot of questions about quota system and transformation in sport in South Africa. But for me, rugby is doing the best job, bar none. And we're seeing that with the likes of Mapimpi that I just mentioned, Sia Kolisi's, all these players of Kanla, Bongi, Manambi, Spui, Kosi, Galant, Trevor Ndikanye, all these phenomenal players that are coming up are brilliant. And then you got the likes of Chisholm Colby's and all of them. So it's giving it an opportunity, and I think it's a fantastic player. Fantastic players that are coming. So for me, quite a system's out, but transformation has been done right. China Lamu, phenomenal. I actually got a tribute video reacting to Andrew Ford coming out on Wednesday or Tuesday on that. Favorite rugby position, scrum half, all the way. I love the cockiness, the cheekiness from a scrum half. I love the quickness from a scrum half. My favorite position, favorite rugby players growing up, US Van days, and one of my favorites currently is Conor Murray. Got a lot of time for Kobus, Reinach. I mean, Fafi's also a genius. I love Herschel Yankees. So for me, scrum off all the way. Yeah, scrum off. Didn't know that. What? I'll never forgive my pimpy for not giving back. Giving the ball back to What? Oh, giving them for the final try. Sorry, I'm with you. Yeah, well, it was great movement. Fight for the karate. I'll fight you all. Clear funeral was released. Yeah, it was a sad funeral, man. I remember watching it. High fiving. From the outside, the quota system seems to have worked, but I'm on the outside. I'm going to get more into this soon. I'm not even topic that for a stream. Watch the people come and cause chaos. But I'll definitely talk about it soon because it's a topic that everyone really wants to discuss going forward. And I think it's awesome. We meant high five. Oh. The high five back to okay, yeah. I actually saw that today, funny enough. He went too young. He did indeed. So did Ewist. So did Collins is his name, I think. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch some people try. Now I know what you're talking about. I saw it today. I was sick game again. Conor Murray, truly amazing scrum off. Box kicking that guy could do, and the aim consistency is just phenomenal. Neo, I agree. Mike Phillips was your favorite from our scrum off. Epic. Another good one was Gareth Davies from Wales. I enjoy him. TJ Perenara from New Zealand. I rate him over Aaron Smith. James Small. Sorry, there's the other one. Another one got too soon. Yeah, big fan of TJ. Some good players. George Gregan, another legend. You're right. Now we're talking Justin Marshall. So we have to go back. Yes, we've done some crackers. For me, one that you guys probably don't know too well, but the Kings. Okay, he's not playing for the Kings. He's injured now. But Saro Pretorius, for me, was the most. Was one of the scrum offs in Super Rugby for the Cheetahs when they still played there. Would have been South Africa's best ever if given the opportunity. And I blame Peter de Villiers and Hanneke Meyer for not giving him the opportunity because that guy was Super Rugby Player of the Year. He went to watch Chester game. He went to play for the Waratahs. He went around. And for me, Saro would have been the next big thing if he was given the opportunity. George Green, an Australian fella, yeah, the one who used to chirp and talk and moan, but Flippy was good. He's the Aussie captain too. Hey, G man, you're bloody awesome. Big fan of you. Inspired me to get back into shape. Good man, Mara. Thank you for that. Glad to hear that. It's awesome news, especially during this time. We need all that motivation that we can get to keep fighting, keep believing. Hey, we're almost at 30 likes. Hit that like button. And subscribe for those who are new. I think you're all on my normal subscribers. But hit that like button. Keep it going. Thoughts on Ireland and what do they need to do? Ireland, you you've been around in the channel for a while. You know how much I love that team. Um, I think it's just a matter of getting used to the coach. Um, Once they get used to him, Andy Farrell, I think they're going to be brilliant. They've got a great team, and they started coming right towards the end. So for me, I think they're going to be a great team soon. I just think it took them time to settle in and get used to everything that was going on. So I'd watch out for Ireland. So many great players. Yost was my favorite number 9. He was mine too, Eden. Freaking good player. You should do a decade Springbok. 2010 to 20 could be a bit. Yeah, Springbok team of the decade. That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. I'll make a note of that. Thank you for that, Blizzard. I haven't done that. Awesome. Khaleesi's tackling the big men is the best thing to watch. It's such a good technique. Yeah, he's improved his game so much. I mean, if we talk when he was still injured, when I think Dwayne was captain, before that he wasn't in great form. But after his injury, Rusty had all the faith and trust in him, and that improved Sia's game, and he just got better and better. I rate him highly. There's a lot of people who still think he's overrated, etc., etc. And I mean, I just start him to get lost because I think Khaleesi is fantastic, and he's getting better and getting stronger, and he's just going to continue to improve. And I think for rugby in South Africa, he's a great inspiration to inspire others to do it the same. Murder says, "Hey G man, weird favor, bud. Webcam fist bump from you would be so cool, please." That's PewDiePie's thing, but why not? Um, there we go. Well, who do you guys think is the best fullback? Matthew Burke. Matthew Burke. Him and Johnny Wilkinson are my favorite international rugby players. I know Christian Cullen and all these guys are phenomenal, but ouch. But Matthew Burke was one of my favorites. I love that. Who would I prefer? Conor Murray at his best or Faf de Klerk? I'm nervous because I've got a lot of South Africans and I think my mates are still here watching. But sorry, guys. And I think a lot of you will know this if you know me well. Conor Murray at his best any day. Faf de Klerk's box kicking isn't good. It got better, don't get me wrong, and he's a great player. But Conor Murray for me is one of the kings. So I would pick Conor Murray. Percy Montgomery, a fullback, definitely when he was with Jake White. He was phenomenal. Ben Smith, another good one. Yep, not going to deny that. We're talking recent fullbacks. Probably, I'd say Ben Smith. Who's South Africa? Philly LaRue on form. Philly at his best, maybe. But Ben Smith, I think, is an absolute legend of the game. And I think he's just getting stronger and more developed and better going forward. So it's exciting to watch. He is exciting. Cheslin Colby at fullback. I prefer him at wing. I agree. I think it's possible. What I would have done, now that you said that, Blizzard B, what I wanted them to do, I think it was in the championship or in the weaker games like Italy and who was the other team we had? Canada. Someone. I would have had Cheslin at fullback, brought in Spool and Corsi, and Mapimpi. And I think that would have been one of the most dominating backs we've seen. And I think that would have done wonders for me. So I think that was a missed opportunity for us. Trying to give you some wedge, man, but it's not letting me. But no stress, bud. You can't. Don't worry. No pressure. Jordan Lamar, another phenomenal player. Dylan, great. Murray just is able to get more height. So true. Conor Murray is a talker. Whoa. Thank you, John, for that. Is that Aussie dollars? Thanks, John. Appreciate that, bud. Yeah, I think Connor's solid, eh? And because he's so tall, like you say, I think it's awesome. Hey guys, we're nearly at 30 likes. Let's get that like button. One more to go. Works for John. Yes, seems to. And it always works for because it's not right. But yeah, I don't know. But don't stress. What's up? How's it, Martino? Welcome to the stream, bud. We're doing pretty well, 21. And watch it drop to like 60. But still, we've been on good average today. I've enjoyed this. Seems you guys like the random discussions where you guys can have a Q&A with me. I prefer it too because it keeps me going rather than thinking of a topic. I like talking of this, where we talk about every form of rugby game, every type, and then throw in other sports as well, which is always fun. So I enjoy this. Would you do a video on possible Lions 21 squad? I will, Virginia. I will be doing that soon. That is definitely on my. Oh, Tuolagi Kai or Delanda. Delanda in form. I think Akai is good too. But Delanda, if he played like he played in the World Cup, I think that is a solid, solid chap. But for me, I think a year or two ago, it was about 2 years ago, he was one of my biggest critics. I used to criticize him non-stop because I thought he was weak and he wasn't strong enough. Um, and he never passed a flipping ball, but he's improved a lot. Blizzard says, agree with you on Spoo, Pimpy, and Cheslin. Yeah, I think that could have been done. It's still possible. None of those boys have retired. But for me, Spoo and Corsi is got so much talent. I've rated him from day one when he joined the Springboks, and I met him, and he's a great guy too. But for me, I wish he would join. In fact, I rated him at one stage over in Pimpy, non, without a doubt, at one stage. But obviously, in Pimpy, he's improved and become such a force. But I would have Cheslin at the wing, at fullback to test it out, and those two at wing. I think we would have such speed, and it will be a force. And everyone says, "Oh, but they're too small." Jason Colby's tackled Maratoja is like triple his size. He's tackled big All Blacks. Size doesn't matter in the sport. Yes, it does, but those guys can do it. Best make of rugby boot? Oh, I wouldn't know that. Probably I would just say Adidas. Imagine it. New Zealand, SA, and Oz didn't. I know, Neil, I know, man. I want us to have our own Lions tour. I think that would be absolutely incredible for us to witness. It would have been, it would be so much. And to play the Lions, you think how much revenue and excitement that will bring overseas and here. I think it makes sense. And I don't know why, again, it hasn't been thought of. There's so much opportunities World Rugby can do to bring fans more into this tournament, but they're just not doing it. So, yeah, but I agree. They should do it. Favorite player? Who's my favorite player from the box? Spoon Corsi, funny enough. If he's playing, Spoon Corsi is my number one. And then obviously, my captain, got number 6 Springbok jersey for that exact reason. I've rated him highly always. But I'd say Spoon Corsi, a lot of time. I know Charlie Yankees. Chester was another one of my favorites. Yeah, Chester was a lot of people's favorites. Definitely. Kind of New Zealand, SA, and Oz would be the Buckaroos. Buckaroos. Well, where does New Zealand fall in that one? But I agree with you, the Buckaroos, that would be funny as hell. You would not believe the amount of people who know who I am in Scotland. Do you man? Nearly all rugby people I know watch your vids, some football lads too. Wow. Thanks, Malcolm, for that. I didn't. People talk about it and say it, and I think when I meet people, whether it's at my local or at a stadium, is where the best number of reactions I get, where people say, "Gee, man," at a cricket stadium even. I saw someone the other day wanted a photo with me. And those for me are the highlights, is when people come up to me and recognize me for the work that's been done or comment on the stream I did in the World Cup or whatever it might be. That for me has been remarkable. So I'm glad to hear that, especially in Scotland. I love Scotland big time. And I know I've got a lot of Ireland following too. So that's exciting always. Was Nas Buerte any good? At kicking, yes. That's about it. He's the king of kicking and drop goaling, but they always say he was a shocking tackler. That's why his clothes are always clean because he never tackled. But kicking, he was the king. Imagine just a rugby championship, but just combination of national teams. Oh man, what a competitive tournament it would be. Agree with you there. Dylan says Owen Farrell, Johnny Sexton, Pollard, or Barrett. Flip, that's a hard one, Dylan. That's a hard one. Owen Farrell, Johnny Sexton, Pollard, Barrett. Barrett, Barrett won. Pollard, Owen Farrell from the form he's in. Between Pollard and Farrell, Johnny hasn't been in the greatest form this year, so unfortunately, he will be bottom. If you had asked me 2 years ago, Johnny would have been number one. But I think Barrett, just because he could do anything. From a kicking point of view, Pollard, Sexton, even Farrell. Actually, they're all good. But Barrett, I just think he's an all-round player who's phenomenal. Who nicked my sleeves the other day? I was gymming in my room, and I just did videos. There's two more videos coming out when I was wearing that sleeveless one. Your live reaction streaming of the World Cup final was very entertaining. One of the best live streams ever. Someone asked me if asked me to do a reaction of me reacting to the final because of the reactions. I was thinking of maybe cutting out a few clips and making that a video of when I went berserk and my drink fell on the table and when I was moaning or the singing. That was really one of the best streams I've ever had. And I shared a lot of memories there. So maybe I'll do that for some laughs. Pollard and Sexton are really equal. Fair enough. Pollard at 10, Barrett at 10, Pollard at 12. I agree with you there. That's a good one. You're famous, your brother. When you visit and we go to Scotland game, deal. We'll do that. I want to have a Scotland. I want to watch. You have to come up to Wales, nice and sleazy. Yeah, I've got a lot of Welsh report too. Definitely. Watch at the Principal, I call it Benellium Stadium. That would be a dream. I've heard so many great stories about watching there. It was a fabulous day when my drink went flying and the singing. Yeah, jeez. I nearly stuffed up my laptop because it almost went all over everything. John King, mate, how much interaction do you have with other 2 cents? Yeah, we communicate. We were looking at doing um, something soon, but he's busy and I'm still working. So hopefully, 2 cents and I will do a collaboration over a stream where we can, like one day it will be on mine, and then the next day it will be on his, or the next week. But 2 cents and I definitely, hopefully one day. We have been in communication, and I do follow his content. I think he's done outstanding work, and he's grown so well. I mean, he's continuing to get more subscribers, although it's reducing. He's growing, whereas I've dropped. I was on 19,000, and now I'm on 18,200. YouTube's really been unkind to my channel, and a lot has been because I had a lot of young following from the motivating point of view. So I had a lot of youngsters watching my content and following that and really getting inspired from that. But then when YouTube upped the rule from, I think it's 12-year-olds, 12 to 18, it limits your videos. I lost a lot of that, and that's where those people went. So unfortunately, from that point of view, it took a knock. But 2 cents has just gone up. But he's got a lot of adult following, if I could say. I know I do too, because it's not right, and a few others are here. But 2 cents has done well, and I think he's almost gonna overtake 1014 because of his consistency. But also, to be fair, he does have about 100 videos ahead of me. So if we had a video war, maybe we'll see me be a little bit higher or be on par with him. but he's just so consistent. He's always got videos, and he did a lot more on Super Rugby where I didn't. I would do 1 or 2 videos in Super Rugby because for me, my following was more UK based. So I would put a lot more focus in the Six Nations and the internationals. My following was more for international games rather than provincial. I'm trying to boost it up to get things going, but we will see what happens. But hopefully, I mean, I will do something soon. Gareth, mate, you're world famous. Even my mates in Greece know you're epic stuff. Even good to you. All buckaroos. I like that, Heinrich. All buckaroos. G-Man World Tour. Hey, I would do it if I could. Do you think CJ Stunning's one of the best back rows in the game, and would he start for SA? Now, maybe. He would definitely start for SA, but because of stupid coach, I think he played for the Bulls or something. Said he was too small. And look at him now. He's phenomenal. I don't know about the best, but he's definitely one of. Even the wife has looked over the shot and said he's a rugby man. Epic stuff. Because not right. And there's a lady at my front door holding a baby asking for you, G-Man. Joking. Shut up. Good one. You two would make a dream team. I think we would. I think it would be awesome to combine the two audiences, especially him. He's got a lot over in New Zealand and Australia, of course, because he's from there. Whereas me, my highest audience is UK, Ireland, then South Africa, New Zealand, Australia were there. But since the Six Nations videos really took off 2 years ago, I shot up. And then last year was such a great year for me. Also pushed up. So I've got a lot more European, whereas he's got more Southern. And I think a combination between the two of us to work together would be great. So go comment on his videos and say collaboration. I have thrown it to him and he said he will let me know when he's free. So let's see. Need G-Man merchandise. I would, but it's so expensive to maintain. But maybe one day when this starts, if this could give me the money that the World Cup did, sure. But it's a bit expensive. Gareth, we love your stuff here in Wales. Great content, and you thoroughly deserve it. Thank you, nice and sleazy. That means a lot. Appreciate that. How's the rugby shutdown going for the development of rugby? I think it's killing, Steve. I think it's taken a big knock on the development of rugby. But hopefully we'll be back as long as these guys are instructed by their coaches to train, etc., etc. That's fine, but it's a long way to go. The haka. Oh yeah, I still need to do that one day. Yeah, I remember that video. G Nations merch. Yeah, maybe one day. We'll see. Nia says, I was listening to your video on Super Rugby, and the problem that you discussed was that it is too long. I agree. That would be a solution. I just thought knockout, but it'd be a really quick tournament. I'd go back to the normal league, like it was in Super 12. The top 4 get it. Boom. Are you thinking of putting any content on Patreon to boost your earnings for the channel? I do have Patreon, and it's in my links, and I have thought of that. It's been a recommendation to bring content there. I almost, and I know that's what 2 Cents does, and it's giving him good money. But for me, I feel almost guilty doing that because it's like forcing you guys to spend as much as I enjoy. Like I'm always grateful for donations, whether it's $1 or whatever. I feel guilty forcing you folks to pay money to watch stuff, but it's a possibility. With the internet in South Africa at the moment, to upload double content here and there, it's a shitty one, but it's definitely a possible opportunity. I'll need to look into that. I just had Patreon for those who want to do small donations to the channel, and it gives me a couple hundred, but which I'm grateful for. I'm not moaning at all, but there are more opportunities that I need to follow from a brand sponsorship type thing in order to get this channel sponsored. To to do it. So hopefully we can do that because I really want this to be my life. And I see so much potential from a growth point of view already with the small bits I've managed to upgrade, like this mic here. It's something that I've always dreamed of. Only cost me $1,000, which is still a lot of money, but it's something I've dreamt of. The webcam, being able to do the streams has definitely helped. The streaming has definitely helped increase this channel. Um, but we'll see what happens. Normal Super Rugby, that was a bit. Super 12, I agree with you, Blizzard. But yeah, who knows? Patreon, maybe we'll put focus on there. Mate, the only option I get when trying to give you Wedge is to send you a sticker. I'm gonna do so because it's not right. It's probably a bit. He often does it. Um, you click on the dollar sign, and then through there you do it. I've never done it before, to be honest. So I don't know how to donate to channels. But yeah, give it a. I don't know. If you want Patreon's there, but I'm not sure. So not the phone. Best with phones. Oh, you're watching on the phone. Maybe phones it's harder. I don't know because it's not right. It's dollar at the bottom section. It says because it's not right. Click on that. I don't know if you get it. Maybe on the phone. Don't feel guilty, man. I happily contribute to 2 cents, and we'll do the same for you. All right, John. If it's an option and people are willing to do it, I'll think about it. But I do feel guilty. But I'll give it a go. Um, Anything to help boost me, I would do it. I would always be gratefully appreciated. I saw something that said specific islands are shutting down as they are lost to be affected and would be devastated. Yeah, it's sad. It's going to take a big hit in the Pacific Islands, but let's hope it's not as bad so that they can recover quicker. Eden says, just keep doing what you're doing, and the faith will come, brother. Thanks for that, Eden. I appreciate that very much. Um, Maybe enough Patreon supporters to get you to France for the next World Cup. Hey, Steve, if that's an option, I would take it, my bud. I would take it. I'd love to go to the World Cup. I'd love to go overseas. I've never been overseas before. Please, I got a lot of messages. Um, Click on the dollar sign and it says send a sticker. They put in what you choose. What's a sticker? I don't know. Do France have a chance for the next World Cup? Definitely. Definitely. I've never counted France out because of the fact that I think they're in a very good development stage right now. And with the young team, I think they're going to be, I like that. Um, I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially what we've seen. So I think France are going to be a force. I'm looking forward to it. Cheers, Flesh, and appreciate that, man. France is getting better. They're really random. It seems one day they'll beat England, next day. But that's the thing. Young team, developing, new coach. I think they'll be good. Heinrich says he'll be G-Man's official license bag carrier in 2023. I think Andre or Dippy already got that. Zane's going to be my driver. I've got a whole list, but Heinrich, we will fit you in for that because I think that would you would make it into entertaining. G-Man, you're natural on the screen. You're meant for this type of work. Very easy to listen to. Thank you for that. Hey, I used to be nervous. I think if I go back to my first video when I started this channel as a motivational channel, yes, I was nervous. I think I redid that video one shot. But I've taught I don't do the whole editing thing like, and 2 cents the same as me, like what you see on the polls and all that stuff. I want it free flow and out of my head topic because I feel I talk better naturally. So that's cool. I'm not consistent at this time. France are not consistent, but watch out. I think they're going to be good. I'll be the licensed runners Goya then. Deal signed. Deal, Heinrich. I like that. LMC says maybe have a short video showing your followers how to donate on the channel. I think a lot of people are confused on how to do it. That's the thing. This channel needs to hit, if I'm not mistaken, if you can hit 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, um, then people can become a member on the channel itself. And then you don't even need Patreon because technically it's all there. So once we get there, which is 12,000 more to go, which is a long, 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 long time, then that will be quite cool. But you see, the problem with that LMC is when I do videos that aren't rugby related, it doesn't get views. It literally goes to 100 if. Um, so it's like doing it, but no one's seeing it. And if I put, like, I did a poll on the community part of this channel, and I mean, I did a vote of do you get notifications, and I think it was 55 to 45% of people saying they don't. So YouTube's really taken us for a knock. I mean, I've got 18,000 subscribers, but yet the average view of this channel is 100 to 100 to 600 recently in the past month. And last year, and I'm not blaming no rugby because even Six Nations was down. I had thousands of views, two to 5,000 views per video, and it's completely dropped. So YouTube's really taken a knock to content creators. So that's why they're going to the outsourcers. But I think once you've hit that over 30,000 subscriber ratio, then they become more supportive and give you these opportunities to allow more to happen. So hopefully we'll see what happens. Francis Sean Edwards missing a lot. Can I be your tour guide, G, as part of your entourage? Why not? Why not, Blizzard? You've been here for a while. Like that guy punching out in Scotland. Yeah, you're right, Fleshen. If they can stop that and be more disciplined, France are going to be a force. John King says, G-Man, you have to hit the dollar sign at the bottom right, then choose the post, a highlight super chat post. Then it lets you contribute. Malcolm, did you hear that? Although Malcolm says he's only got a sticker option. So you what? You hit the dollar sign at the bottom that's next to the smiley face. You choose post or highlights. So it gives you an opportunity to post. If, like the World Cup, for example, like here, 2 years to get Gareth to the World Cup. If we'll give this, geez. Thank you for that, Steve. The thing with YouTube though is they also take a percentage of these funds too, so they buggers. But we're getting there. We're getting better. But thank you, Steve Nixon. Appreciate that. What is CA? Is that Canadian dollars? Must be. I'll be the brothers guy. I need to practice my French. Le bleu blanc. Hey, after a few brothers, that's how I sound. Never mind that. Hence why I stopped drinking the bloody stuff. I miss it though. I won't lie. Sorry, I'll be with you now. Um, okay, I will reply to everyone. Yes, I have. Nice one, Steve. Yeah, big thank you to that. I'm from New Zealand but live in Canada. Okay, so that's why it's CA dollars, $5. If I times that by whatever, that's good money for South Africans. It's about $60 or something. So, cheers. Appreciate that. I sound fluent in French. After, yes, maybe. Where's the next World Cup? It is in France. $11 to the rand. So yeah, look at that. It's about $60. So cheers on that. Isolation 10 probably. Oh jeez, that's a good one. Sad, but it's a good one. Crikey, we'd be going for 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes on this stream. It's probably one of the longest that I've chatted. So what? The 55 Rand you can afford Coke at the airport now. Jeez, it's ridiculous airport prices. 55 bucks, that's two brandies and Cokes at my local. So that's decent. Two drinks, but we can't go out anymore until this lockdown's done. Because we're all stuck at home. But hopefully soon, once lockdown goes, then we can buy again. I can't wait for that, man. It'll be lekker. Blizzard says, G-Man, we should split the commission from this chat, as this one was my idea. Fair enough. I was going to do this tomorrow. I'll probably still do one tomorrow. But yeah, fair enough. But this only comes to me, so any donation from this channel will only get given to me in the end of May. So this only comes to me in May. It doesn't. That's only if I pass the R1,000 threshold. Then YouTube only pays you money. So it stocks up, and then it will go. But all that today's donation will go into May, because April YouTube's already done for March. Keeping it up, guys. I'm all for yours. Christopher Oaks, welcome back, bud. Um, a month or two ago, my local had a double brandy for 12. Month or two ago. Jeepers, that's more like 4 years. And yeah, I like your local. You must take me there when I come up to Pretoria. Geez, that's good. Why did they wait 4 years for the Rugby World Cup and not two? It's a good point. It's a good point. I don't know. Anticipation, all World Cups. So it's crazy. But I think it might get boring quickly then. But I don't know. I agree. Do one tomorrow as well. Do this as a weekend thing at least during the lockdown. Fair enough. Maybe I'll do that. But tomorrow I'm thinking of doing it earlier, like at 10ish. I didn't do it this morning because of 2 cents, and I don't want to interfere with his stream. So I'll probably do one tomorrow so we can have the New Zealanders and Australians in the stream, like Jamie and them, because they unfortunately can't join right now because it's crack of dawn up there now. Well, that's 6. I'll probably start waking up. I'm off, but later, time for dinner. Yeah, me too. I'm going to be signing off soon too. But cheers. Thanks for joining because it's all right. Appreciate it. One day special. Oh, one day. Crikey, Moses. Cheers, John. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it, man. I think a lot of people are going to start signing off, and I think I might do it too. I'll take you to Presley's G, man. Pay 120 and a drink as much as you like. Cheap brandy. Fair enough. I'll take that. Rugby Challenge, yes, I have. I had the Springbok edition. Yeah, cheers, Dylan. Thanks for joining, bud. I'll be here tomorrow. I think we might end this one. It's been a great stream. Probably one of the best solo ones. I've thoroughly enjoyed today. But we'll be back tomorrow morning at about 10, 11. So we can invite the All Black guys. We'll try and do it. So hopefully we'll see. But I think I'll sign off, guys. Thank you very much for joining and interacting with me on the stream. I've thoroughly enjoyed today's. But we'll be back tomorrow at about 10 South African time. So that's a bit early for you guys in the UK. I think it's 9 a.m. Maybe we'll make it 11, but I'll set a reminder. But thanks for joining, and we'll chat too and have our New Zealand and Australian friends joining us. And my throat's getting dry because of this chat. But thanks, guys. Yeah, do that, Heinrich. I must still get into a video on that. I sent it to a few people. That's fascinating stuff. But yeah, we'll do that. Thanks for that. So cheers, guys. Too early for you. Oh well. We might be still going by 12. Who knows? Keep it up. Cheers, guys. Thanks so much for joining. It has been fun. LMC, thank you for your brilliant questions too. They've been awesome, guys. Thanks so much. Enjoy your Sunday further. And yeah, stay safe, keep well, and we'll catch up soon, guys. Remember to like the video before you leave. Give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much, guys. Stay safe and never give up.